This is the ultimate camera shootout of Samsung Galaxy S23 Fan Edition versus Google Pixel 8, the battle of the best camera phones, price to performance ratio. Who will win? Let's find out. Let's start with color profile and saturation, and both of these phones produces really good image quality for its price. You will find this on similar deals with network companies. Galaxy S23 Fan Edition might be a little cheaper than Pixel 8, but it just depends on the carrier. Today is the start of winter in Canada, and most of the picture outdoors you would see snow, so we would be able to test the white balance of these two phones. The first thing I noticed is the inconsistency. So Galaxy S23 FE is warmer compared to Pixel 8 in most scenarios, but if the scene optimizer didn't kick in, like the outdoor shots where there are snow, I noticed that Galaxy S23 FE is cooler than Pixel 8. One of the things I noticed on this whole comparison is the image coming out of the new Samsung flagship is always brighter than Pixel 8. I wouldn't say the colors are more vivid than Pixel 8 because it's just a shade brighter from the reds, blues, orange, and even greens. There are times that this phone clips the highlights, but all good. Also, if you have a shot where there's sky, the sky is more pronounced on the new Samsung phone. While the new Pixel 8 is well balanced, and this is where I feel like although Pixel colors are closer in real life, but the colors is a little bit more saturated in a darker way. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but the colors are nicer on Pixel 8, it is stronger, and there's no clipping of the highlights on any of the images. I also noticed consistency in white balance. It is neutral compared to S23 FE. I know if I compared Pixel 8 with other flagship, this phone tends to be warmer, so S23 FE is really warm. Looking on paper, Samsung Galaxy S23 FE has one more lens compared to Pixel 8. It has 50 megapixel main sensor with face detection, autofocus, and OIS, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and one unique thing about this phone is the 8 megapixel telephoto with 3 times optical zoom, which we don't have on Pixel 8. This phone can shoot 8K 24 FPS video, and a 10 megapixel selfie can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS. Well, the new Pixel 8 has a dual camera system with 50 megapixel main shooter, same face detection, autofocus, and OIS. With laser autofocus, it has a 12 megapixel ultra wide with autofocus too. Although this phone doesn't have a telephoto zoom, but it has a lossless 2 times digital crop. The rear camera can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS, and the selfie camera has a 10.5 megapixel sensor, almost the same resolution as S23 FE, that can shoot up to 4K 60 FPS. I think in terms of colors, overall, I shot like 500 photos, and Pixel 8 is more consistent than Galaxy S23 FE, especially on white balance. And look at all sensors from the ultra-wide, wide, and telephoto. The 3 times optical zoom of S23 FE is a little brighter compared to the 2 sensors, but all good. This is Google Pixel 8 in 4K 60 FPS. Winter already started in Canada, so you would see more and more of these outdoor snow shots on my comparison videos. Next is portrait mode, and I love the images coming out of these two phones, but definitely there are differences in terms of portrait shots. Samsung Galaxy S23 Fan Edition is a little bit brighter than Pixel 8. There's also beautification in auto mode. You can see this on the skin tone and the lips. There's smoothing going on, and the lips are a bit red in real life. What I like about S23 FE is the cutout. Again, this is something that Pixel phones are not known for, but iPhone and Samsung are doing it pretty well on this mode. And anyone who loves filtered photos, then this might be the right choice for you. Well, Pixel 8 has better details on the face, and I should say, I like the more contrasty feel of the portrait shots. Those darker renders from the hair to the eyes and the shirt make the images look like coming from a camera with a bigger sensor. The Waterloo of Pixel 8 is the subject separation or cutout. You will see this on the ears, the hairs, and even the fingers. But one good thing about Pixel 8 is it illuminates the face better. You will see this on challenging situations where the light source is at the back. And if you notice, the background is a bit darker, providing that separation from the subject. And in terms of focal length, S23 FE gives you 1x, 2x, and 3x, while Pixel 8 only gives you 1.5x and 2x, so it's a little bit punched in. And looking at the front camera or the selfie, Samsung Galaxy S23 is warmer, while Pixel 8 is wider and a stronger contrast than the competition. Next is night shot, and it's almost the same for both phones. Few years ago, Pixel phones are kings of night shots, but Samsung and Apple and even Huawei slowly caught up. What I like about Pixel 8 is the contrast. It really gives the scene a darker feel into it, like a typical nighttime. The colors are a little bit toned down on the new Pixel flagship, and it manages the flaring better compared to S23 FE. While the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Fan Edition is more vivid than Pixel 8, and I should say it's also a little bit sharper on those challenging areas, and it also exposes them better. It also has a warmer white balance than Pixel 8, and generally the shadows are better exposed. That also introduces a little bit of noise. But if you don't pixel peep, I feel like both phones are really good. I would give a slight advantage on Galaxy S23 FE. This is Samsung Galaxy S23 FE 8K 24 FPS. I don't know if you know my sentiments, but I feel like Samsung should have given this phone 8K 30 FPS video. I feel like the 8K 24 FPS is a little bit gimmicky. Next, let's talk about flaring. It's almost the same for both phones. Pixel 8 might have a little bit of circular flaring on strong light source. If we talk about highlights and if we zoom into the stall, you would see that Galaxy S23 FE still has a little bit of information on that shiny area, while it's a little bit blown out on Pixel 8. In terms of close focus, Pixel 8 has macro capability natively, while you have to do the 3x optical zoom on Galaxy S23 FE, but it has a better bokeh compared to Pixel 8. If we check the white balance, Galaxy S23 FE is warmer, while Pixel 8 is cooler. While in terms of sharpness, you would be happy owning any of these two phones. They are both sharp, but only S23 FE provides 3x optical zoom, which is sharper than the digital crop of Pixel 8. And if we zoom in to the farthest, S23 Fan Edition is 30x optical zoom. And lastly, details. Both produce really detailed images, but only Samsung Galaxy S23 FE produces a raw 50 megapixel readout. And if we zoom in, you will see that Pixel 8 is putting a little bit of sharpening on the photo, but S23 FE is all natural. So that's it for the image test. They both have pros and cons, but similar performance. Now let's do video tests from the stabilization, zoom, and low light. This is the portrait video versus the cinematic blur of S23 Fan Edition versus Pixel 8. What I like about these two phones is the performance. They're both the same. Samsung Galaxy S23 Fan Edition is faster on single core, while Pixel 8 is faster on multi-cores. This is the video zoom test side by side. Galaxy S23 FE is farther and clearer. This is the video stabilization test of the main sensor, and both phones are doing really well. Pixel 8 is just a little bit heavy on the shakiness, but all good. Also, you would see that the colors on Pixel 8 is popping out a little bit more. This is the 3x optical zoom of S23 FE versus the digital crop of Pixel 8, and the built-in OIS of S23 FE is doing a really good job. This is the selfie video recording in 4K 30 FPS. Both phones are really good, just a difference in colors, and Pixel 8 is a little bit more contrasty than S23 FE. This is the slow motion test, and I like the colors of Pixel 8, but I like the slower speed of S23 FE. And this is the super slow motion, better video quality on Pixel 8, but again, slower speed on S23 FE. And lastly, low light video in 4K 30 FPS. Both phones are noisy, but S23 FE has shutter lag. You would see that it's skipping some frames while panning. So this is the ultimate camera shootout of Samsung Galaxy S23 Fan Edition versus Pixel 8. Two great affordable flagship phones from Google and Samsung. These two phones I feel has better value compared to the Pros and Ultras. They will both give you bang for your buck. In terms of image quality, I would give this to Pixel 8 in terms of colors and the natural looking portrait shot. And the video quality is not so bad, it's pretty competitive. Well, if you're in dying need of the optical zoom, 8K video recording on cinematic 24 FPS, a better video quality overall from the portrait video, zoom, to the stabilization, Galaxy S23 is a better choice. Hard to nitpick, but in photos, I would give this to Pixel 8, and videos, Samsung Galaxy S23 Fan Edition. And there you go, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll continue to compare these two phones in our channel, maybe the battery test next, so stay tuned. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.